Hey, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I have this new parenting layout happy planner, and I thought it might be helpful if I showed you how to use it, or how I would use it, I guess, and give you some different ideas of the things you can do with this, because I know it says parenting, but it is a really cool layout, and you're going to see that. It's very flexible, and I thought it would be a good idea to show you this before the release in case you're interested in this and aren't sure whether or not it will work for your life. This is just going to be a mock layout for me because I use the big happy planner. I'm not going to be using this right now. However, never say never, and I wish they would make a big one of this, and maybe they will if it's popular. But I'm just going to decorate this and sort of show you how I would use it if I was using it, if that makes sense. So we're just going to take the first week here in July and pretend it's July now, or June. I do have a flip through video of this planner, so you can go check that out if you'd like. Oh, and this releases on April 14th at 9 a.m. Pacific time with all the other stuff in the spring collection, which is a really cute one, you guys, so check that out. This is what it looks like. All of your days are over here, and then this is like a bunch of different sections over here. Sort of like the dashboard has the sections and then the week on the other side. It's just very, very different from the dashboard, obviously, if you know the dashboard layout. I'm going to be using this sticker book because it just makes sense to me because it's the parenting sticker book. It has boxes that are made to fit over here, so I thought I would use this for this spread. But first, let's discuss the different sections. Over here, you have top 5, home chores, to buy, due dates, meal plans, and notes. If you know me, you know I like to customize stuff. Just because it says home chores does not mean you need to use this for home chores. And it's very, very easy to cover these up with a little box sticker or white them out, whatever you want. Each of these blocks has 7 lines, so it's perfect for if you need like 1 line per day for the week. But first, let's talk about the top 5 section. So it has 5 lines. You can use this for top 5, which is probably what I'll be doing. But another way you could use this is this could be Monday through Friday. So if you're someone who is a parent, you have kids who have busy school schedules or sports schedules after school or something like that. You could use it for like school due dates or something like that. So keep in mind you could use it for that. But if you didn't want to use it for Monday through Friday, you can certainly use it for 1 through 5, and that can be obviously anything. I think top 5 makes perfect sense, but you could also have like weekly goals or 5 things you're grateful for or anything like that. So it's just a really useful one. I find these a little bit more useful because there are 7 lines, so you can either use them for a list or use them for each day. And if you use them for the days, you can obviously just take your pen and write in MTW, do like Monday through Sunday, and then you have 1 line per day. So ways you could use that for like 1 line per day might be a chore that you do. Like say you're somebody who like doesn't like to clean their house all at once and likes to specify a day, like say Monday is vacuuming, Tuesdays bathrooms, that kind of thing. You could do that. Another way to use it day by day would be like mood tracking, habit tracking, symptom tracking. You could write 1 win each day. You could write 1 memory each day. You could track your workouts or your steps or your sleep or all 3. You could use it for social media planning, like what you're going to post every day. You could write 1 happy thing that happened each day, things like that. And of course, you can just use these 3 sections for regular lists. And this can serve as like your little checkbox over here. And if you know me, you know I love to categorize to-do lists. So it could be things like errands to run. It could be phone calls or emails or anything like that. Like the way you'd normally categorize a to-do list, you can put those here, which I think is super useful. Another way you could use these 3 sections over here could be scheduling for your family. Like say you have 3 kids and you want to assign each of them a section. And then each of these would be a day. So you kind of have like a week at a glance as to what's going on with everybody, which of course you can do over here. But I feel like if it's just line items, it sort of is easier to see all at once. You can also use one of these for goals and kind of break it out into steps of what you're going to do every day of the week. There's just so many different ways to use these, which is why I think it's so versatile. And again, I know that there's categories already written on the page, but kind of ignore them because it's not going to work for everyone. And the other thing is, you do not have to be a parent to use this layout because there's nothing specific on here that says anything really about parenting. And even the other sections in the planner, you can customize to be what you need. I am a parent, but my kids are grown and flew the nest, and it is just me here. I could still see using this for so many different things. This section's also Monday through Sunday. It's just that you have a lot more space to use. So I think a great idea for this section might be journaling, because you have enough room to like write a sentence there. It could be gratitude, anything like that. But also any of the previous things I mentioned, or any ideas that you have, things you need to track in your life, could go here. You could use this just as obviously you can use it for meal plans, but you could also use it for like a wellness section here where, you track your different things, your symptoms, your workouts, anything like in this section. Here we have a notes section, and of course that's super versatile. Honestly, I wish they wouldn't write notes, because why do they keep doing that? We know it's notes, but that's a very like minimal complaint I have with these planners. You could use this for just decoration, which is probably what I'll be doing today, but you could also put box stickers in here and track whatever you need to, or just make a list here. So you have that section, and it's a pretty big section. It's like a quarter of the page to customize, and I think that's perfect. You could use this entire planner as a specialty planner. I think this would make a really good wellness planner. It could also be very good for social media tracking if you're a content creator. So if this was your wellness planner, you can certainly use those sections, like I said, for like workouts and steps or sleep or symptoms or whatever you need. If it's a social media planner for you, you could put like YouTube videos, Instagram posts, general to do, or whatever you need. You could track your number of followers there if you're someone who tracks that a lot. You could track income and expenses if you're a full-time content creator. There's just so many options here for you. So let's take a look at this side though. You do have another to-do list on this side, which is great. I love that there's so many spaces for lists. And this could be just a general weekly to-do list, or you can categorize it again into whatever you need. And there's a lot of spaces here. Each of these days has 3 sections. And if you think about it like a vertical happy planner, if you're used to that, you know how you can do whatever you want with those sections. You can separate into, morning, afternoon, and evening. If you're someone who has a busy schedule, you could separate it into like appointments and journaling and exercise or something like that. Or kid 1, kid 2, kid 3. Or you can completely ignore the lines, because these are actually really faint dotted lines. So really you could ignore it and just use it as like a, writing whatever you need here, or putting box stickers and doing whatever you want. Just like a regular planner, you can just sort of use it for your needs. This would be great for meal tracking, breakfast, lunch, and dinner kind of thing. Or if you're using it for a social media planner, you could do like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. But the way I'm going to set it up today for me is how I would use this if I were using this layout for like my everyday planner, not for any kind of specialty planner. Also down here, we have this favorite moment section where you can write like a memory from your week. If you're a parent, you could write something funny that happened with your kids this week. If you're not a parent, I'm obviously a parent, but like I said, an empty nester. You could use it for your favorite moment of the week anyway, So I keep a joy jar, and I started it last year. Let me show it to you again. I started it in January of 2024, and I wrote something good that happened every day. Not every day, every week. And I kind of kept it up every week. Like sometimes I missed a week or did 2 in 1 week, but anytime something happy happened or something good in my life happened, I write it down and I put it in this jar. And what it does is reminds me at the end of the year how good my life actually is, because sometimes we forget those little moments that made us happy throughout the year. So I think having this section down here could work like your joy jar, you know? So that's just an option. Of course, if you wanted to, you could cover this up and do whatever, or you could just decorate down here. But let's get started on the decorating portion because I want to show you what I would do and what sections I would use and stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do then is cover up some of that over there. And I'm going to use these little guys. Of course, you can use any box stickers you want. And like I said, you can just white it out. I just prefer not to. You could put like, stuck, it's stuck. No, what on earth? Okay. Did that ever happen to you when it's like, you want to just yank it? Don't do that. Another option, aside from like whiting it out and putting a box sticker, is to take thin washi tape. I just thought of this right now. Cover up that part. Of course, you might want to white out the word underneath so you don't see it, and then, or you can end it there, but what you could do, so say it's calls, you could just write calls this way, and then you can still see it. Just another option for you. Anyway, let's white these out. I'm still probably going to use this section for to buy, but I want like everything to match. So I'm going to leave top 5 as is because I think that's good for me. And we'll take some of these. Bumble grumbles. Sorry. Let's do this color next. No, let's do this one. So let me label my categories. So for my purposes, I think I would mark this one to buy, like it was. I'm going to call this one errands. And I'm going to call this one calls and emails. Obviously, I still have home chores, but what I think I would do is take this list and write it out here on a general to-do list. That's just what I would do because these categories are more useful for me, I think. And I don't mind lumping my home chores into my other like to-do list stuff. This, like I said, is going to still stop. I can't speak. That's the second time I said that sentence. I cut the other one out. It's going to stay top 5 right here. I'm not somebody who meal plans. It's just not that useful for me because I live by myself and I kind of just eat whatever I want to on the fly. This is a good section for meal planning for someone who does, but I think how I would use it is probably either journaling or gratitude. So I'm going to say like a gratitude section because it gives you a little more space to write a sentence rather than just, writing a little blurb. So let's jot that down. I wonder if this is going to like fit right though. I mean, it's going to stick up a little bit, but I think that's okay. I don't care that much. So the notes section, I think what I would probably do is decorate it, depending on the week. If I had a week where I had some sort of focus I was working on, like say it was near Christmas time and I wanted to jot down things I need to do for like a party, or say I was going away, I could use this for a packing list, right? But on a regular old week, I think I wouldn't need this, so I would decorate it. And that's what I'm going to do today because I want to decorate it. So, because there's these really pretty flowers in here that I want to use. These. Truth be told, after the video, I may use undo, take them off so that I can use them in one of my spreads. That's a possibility, but I just want to show you how a decorated spread will look. So we are going to go right into these big flowers here. I think it's going to look so cute. Let's put this one right here. And you can go into the list a little bit if you're someone who writes small, but how about the yellow one? let's use that here. If you're someone who is using this sticker book for this and you need this space to write, you could make like a little garden down there. It would be so cute. But I'm going to use it for that. I still have this part up top where I could put a box sticker in, or are there any quotes in here? I don't think there are. There are these though. Let's see, what is this? Looks like this is going to fit pretty perfectly in here, so I can go ahead and put that down. It looks kind of like a camera. It says cherish every moment, and I could write like, I don't know, a quote for the week here, or some sort of intention or something like that. Okay, so let's move on to this side because this is sort of the guts of it. I mean, that is too. And I don't quite know what to do here. You could also use these for here. They're a little bit big though. Obviously, any sticker book is going to work in this layout. You do not have to have the parenting sticker book at all, okay? Anything's going to work. I want this to be a little more exciting up here, so what I'm gonna do is put these on there and write in the days of the week. You don't have to do that, of course, but if you just want it to be a little cuter, you could do that. I probably shouldn't have used that dark one, actually, but that's okay. So I'll just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You could also, of course, do fun stuff up here covering the month and stuff like that. But let's move on to this side. So I think if this were mine, how I would do it is sort of a mix. I might do some decor in here combined with boxes for appointments and stuff. It's not as much room as you get in a vertical, of course, because we're smushing it all onto this one page. But I'd probably use it as I use a vertical, which is sort of haphazardly. Now, I have ADHD, and so that works for my brain. Sometimes people need to have the sections, and that is okay as well, you know. But I'd probably just kind of use it as like a mini little vertical thing. So we could put some decor in here, maybe these little flowers, right? Like, put them right on the line. We don't have to use them all, but these boxes will fit here. It's just that if you want them to fit exactly, you're gonna have to cut this off. Those boxes are the same as like this size of a Happy Planner box. So anytime you have a box of this size, it's gonna fit in there. So don't think you have to get that parenting sticker book, like I said, but see, so that's the size for each of the sections. And then these longer ones are gonna fit across 2 days. So we can go ahead and maybe use that, say, on the weekend for like weekend plans across the 2 days. And these fit in here too. It's just that they fit more than this size. Okay, but so we're gonna use maybe a couple of these to decorate. So we're just gonna put this here. Maybe this one up here on Monday. Again, like it depends on, of course, your schedule and how much room you actually need. I'm someone who isn't as busy, so I'm not going to need as much room as people who are extremely busy. So keep that in mind. Oh, I just realized that sticker is cut wrong. Do you see there's more of like an edge on that side? I didn't even realize that. Oh well. Then we can take this one maybe. No, I'm just gonna leave it. I'll put it back. I probably should have put that not smack dab in the middle, but we can have a little garden coming up from it maybe. First, let's put more boxes in though. So say I had an appointment. This is an appointment sticker. So you can see, so it fits in there, and then this little, If you don't want it to hang over into the next day, you can cut that off. But again, not all boxes are going to have this on there, so it's fine. You could also have it hanging into the next day or kind of put it this way a little bit. It doesn't matter. Let's say I had an appointment on Tuesday. If you're someone who needs to write on lines too, you could obviously take a checklist stencil. I prefer not to write on lines usually, but unless it's a list, but like you could put the stencil here and you get like 4 for each section. So you could do like a whole list on a day if you needed more lists. In fact, let's do that. Let's just do it and I'll show you what I mean. I guess we'll bring it all the way down to that. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? And then might as well do another one up here. Okay. Then we'll take another box like that, but without appointment. So we'll grab one of these. And that says must do today, which you could leave, but I'm going to cut it off. I really wish I had not put that there. It's kind of bugging me. Let's move it. Uh-oh, I think I just ripped the page. Let's not move it. Let's keep it there. It's fine. It's fine. We'll put this down here though. I know that's a little weird there and a little crooked. Ignore that. This is just for example purposes, all right? All right. Let's make a little garden right above it. My stomach is embarrassingly growling like crazy right now. Ignore that. I know there's a little too much space. Actually, that really bugs me. We're going to move that flower over slightly because I'm a perfectionist sometimes. We need a couple more of those flowers. Put one over here by the to-do list. Okay. Let's look at the functional stickers that are in here. There's a lot of functional ones. A lot of these wouldn't apply to me. Some of them are parenting things. Say it's somebody's birthday on the 3rd. I'll put birthday up there and just write the person's birthday next to it. Here's a date night sticker we could put on, let's say, Saturday. And actually that's good because it'll cover that weirdness there. And then I could write in my date. I could put a couple of these flowers in too to make it cuter. Maybe Tuesday's a perfect day and we could put the perfect day flag up here. I think you get the gist. I don't love this here, this scenario, but like I said, it's not hard to decorate it all, and I think it's super, super useful for just a whole wide variety of situations. So let me know in the comments if it's something you're considering and how you would use it, because I'm sure there's tons of things that I did not think of in this video. So don't forget, my affiliate link will be in the description box if you're interested in using it. It is a new affiliate link that has been switched within the last month or so, so make sure you're using the current one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.